to welcome you to the impactful webinar titled Integrating AI into Cybersecurity, a roadmap for aspiring professionals. As we all know, cybersecurity world continues to evolve at lightning speed. The rate of AI-powered threats, cloud misconfiguration, identity-based attacks, and compliance demands are reshaping how we approach digital defenses in cybersecurity. So whether you are just getting started in cybersecurity or looking to specialize in cybersecurity, today's section is designed to equip you with knowledge on how AI is changing the game. What skills you need to succeed with, and how to navigate your journey in AI-powered cybersecurity. So before we go into or before we start fully, I have quick reminders for you guys. Please make sure that you stay muted during the presentation so as to balance and not to have interruption during our session with our speakers. And also drop your question in the chat. We'll be taking them during our question and answer session. During our question and answer session too, we'll be taking the audience first. We'll be taking questions from the audience first, then we will take some questions that were submitted during the registration. So we'll be introducing our speakers for today. I will just introduce their name, then our first speaker would be introduced properly, and then we'll get started. So before we get to that part, this is our agenda for today, the opening session, which I just did. Then the first speaker would be addressing us or be teaching us, and we'll be learning from him for within 20 minutes. Likewise, our second speaker will be talking about the roadmaps and roles in AI-powered cybersecurity. And then we'll go to the Q&A section where we'll take questions from the audience. And like I said earlier before, we would also take questions that were pre-submitted during registration. And then we'll be rounding up our session after that. So I will be introducing our two speakers by Mr. Augustine Daniel. I hope he's here currently. And also Mr. Emmanuel Isatoye. Thank you so much for joining us. So we'll be taking our first speaker now. I'll be introducing our first speaker, Mr. Augustine Daniel. He's a seasoned ethical hacker and cybersecurity analyst at CyberOne, with a deep expertise in threat detection, penetration testing, and digital forensics. He has played a crucial role in strengthening cyber defense systems across different sectors. Mr. Augustine developed a secure intelligence platform now used by Nigerian security intelligence services, enhancing national cyber surveillance and response capabilities. His work has continued to contribute to digital safety and resilience of Nigerians' critical infrastructure. We're really glad to have him here today to help us enlightening us more on how AI is changing the game, how what we should understand by AI-powered cybersecurity. Is AI the new move? Is it that there is no more space for SOC analysts and co, or how is AI the new game? So I'll be handing over the mic to Mr. Augustine, and he will be taking us for the next 20 minutes. Thank you very much. Please, quick reminders, make sure your mics are muted and you drop any of your questions you have in the chat box. Thank you. Over to Mr. Augustine.
Hello, good day all. As it was rightly
Good evening, sir.
Augustine Daniel. Um, I'm a seasoned cybersecurity and ethical hacker. I'm here to give you just a little preview on what the background of ethical hacking and cybersecurity is all about. Are we clear? Hello? Are we together?
Yes, sir, we can.
All
Yes,
right.
sir, we can
Yes,
hear
you
you.
can go on.
You can go
Connected.
ahead.
Uh,
Thank
the
you.
core the core expertise to what the calculative idea on ethical hacking is cybersecurity operation and risk management, AI powered threat detection system. Why this AI powered threat detection system is because most ethical hackers now create an AI agent as a bot that can be used to penetrate different network orientation at a given stance. So another one is the intelligent agent development, which involves chatbots, security bots, process automation, and then ethical hacking and pen testing, which is penetration testing, then machine learning for behavioral analysis and intrusion detection, then zero trust security architecture, secure API and cloud infrastructure integration, incident response and digital forensic, natural language processing for AI assistance. So I'll be giving us an introduction to ethical hacking and why ethical hacking, because we are in a world today where with a little instance of an image, it can be converted to an AI expert system and also used to hack different network systems. So we'll be talking about an introduction to hacking, but we're going to make it the ethical way. So we have a preview on what ethical hacking is all about. So ethical hacking, also known as penetration testing or white hacking. The word white hacking there means it is ethically done. Is the authorized and legal process of testing computer systems, networks, or applications to discover vulnerabilities before malicious attacks or hackers can exploit them. Now, looking at the definition from the context of artificial intelligence aspect of ethical hacking, I'm going to say ethical hacking is an act of deliberately probing systems to identify and fix security weaknesses with permission from the system owner. Now, this ethical is due to what permission. But if you don't want to go through the permission aspect, we are going to talk about the pure hacking concept or the pure hacking console. Unlike malicious hackers, which are known as the black hackers, ethical hackers help organizations to actually improve their security by finding and fixing flaws. Now, before an individual think of going for ethical hacking or you want to become a hacker, there are basic goals that you need to know that governs ethical hacking. The first goal is identifying vulnerabilities in systems before attackers do. You should be the first person to implement a process of identifying an attack or a prompt that can cause an attack on a system. Now, in our present world of artificial intelligence, it means one can remotely attack a system through creating an index bot system that will penetrate that system. Now, part of the goals of the ethical hacking is to strengthen network defense. Now, when we are talking about network defenses, we are actually talking about firewall, antivirus, and encryption. There are a lot of activities that can be used to strengthen network defense, but we'll be talking about firewall, which is a hardware that can be used to what? To send an alert to a server or a network for protection. Now, talking about these goals for ethical hacking, listing from number one, which is identifying vulnerabilities, number two, to strengthen network defense, number three is to test security policies and user awareness to ensure compliance with legal and also regulatory requirements. And one of the most important goals for ethical hacking is to protect data from breaches and what? And misuse. Are we together? Please, if we are together, give me a thumbs up. Let me know we're all following. Thank you. So the next thing there are basic tools that are being used by ethical hackers. And mind you, online, most of these softwares or tools can be gotten. But it's just that there is a restriction towards the usage of these tools. Now, one of the tools that is commonly used by ethical hackers are the Nmap, which is network scanning and mapping tool. Then we have the Wireshark, which is for network traffic analysis. Then we have the Metasploit for exploiting behemoth vulnerabilities, and also the Bob suite for web application testing. Now, if you are trying to develop an app or a website that ought to do with fintech, which is a financial based package, whether it's software or an app, you need to test the what? Test the web application concept, which involves authentication of the firmware and also securing the web server to avoid being manipulated or the website being cloned. So another basic tool now is the John the Ripper, which is also used for password cracking. And then lastly, Nikto, which is a web server vulnerability scanner. So why I made mention of those concepts is for you to understand that ethical hacking or hacking in the real sense has basic concepts that must be followed in order for you to become what? A renowned ethical hacker. So now, most of the things you need to know is that the types of hacking vary. Now, when we're talking about the type of hacking, I'm going to give you the type of hacking and the description. Now, in one of the type of hacking is network hacking, which involves securing routers, switches, firewalls. And then another one is what? The web application hacking, which involves finding flows in a website. Example, using the SQL injection. And one of the activity of the SQL injection is being used to inject a specific code on a server or on a given network. Then now the system hacking aspect is testing operating system for weaknesses. And then remember, we have various types of operating systems, including the Paros OS, Microsoft Disk operating system. We have Kali Linux. We also have the Linux. We have different sets of operating systems, and then the concept of attack is quite different. Now, in ethical hacking, one of the most easiest way to access information online through any media is through the help or the use of social engineering, which involves simulating a phishing or tricking users to be able to abide by your information. Just like saying, if I'm to design a simple concept of program that one can be able to use to penetrate a network, I will just send you just a high message with a picture, because the picture will look intriguing. It might be a picture that will fascinate your mind for you to be able to have a specific information. Now, at the moment you click on that information, I've already programmed that information or that image to give me a specific command from that engineering tool. So these types of ethical hacking are classified in order to gain a specific information online by a specific hacker. So in line with this, there are big skills that you should know before you venture into hacking. Some basic skills you need to know. You need to have a strong knowledge of networking, which involves TCP/IP, which is Transmission Control Protocol and Internet Protocol. Then you need to know about the DNS and the VPN. DNS is domain name service. Then VPN is virtual private networks. Then another skill to understand if you want to go deeply into ethical hacking is understanding of operating systems like the ones I've listed before: Linux, Windows. Then you have Paros OS. There are lots of operating systems that can be used for that essence. Then you have to familiarize yourself with programming and scripting using either Bash or Python programming. These two are mostly used, but in-depth knowledge of ethical hacking, you can also imbibe the use of C++ in writing operating system command for network attack. Then one of the most important skill you need to know is awareness of cybersecurity laws and ethics, and also the use of penetration testing tools and virtual labs. Are we together? So I'm coming down to one of the professional philosophy involved in ethical hacking. One thing I know is that I believe security and intelligence must evolve together. It's the same thing as ethical hacking, and AI can be used to train an AI agent in order to actively identify, attack, and defend against threats. The project of this ethical hacking involves using AI as a tool to deploy a real-time anomaly detection system for a fintech client, thereby reducing risk or the breach risk by 70%. When someone gives me a job to design a fintech website that also carry an SQL rejection system, I'll first of all tell them that we need to deploy an anomaly detection. It means that website will have a database that will automatically capture an attack and then diffuse that same attack. It's also a concept of ethical hacking variant. Then you learn how to develop a multilingual AI security chatbot for enterprise using RASA or GPT. It means someone cannot query that website or that app using ChatGPT. It will have a secured and encrypted data to avoid users from having a direct access to the database. And then most importantly, you have to come with a built-in AI packet stock, which is Security Operations Center, to enable it assist and automate log analysis and reporting systems. So with this few information, you should be able to know that with the knowledge you have acquired, you can be able to, in different ways or tentatively, involve yourself into the field of ethical hacking, which is the legal way, while the hacking is the illegal way. Now, yes, when done with the clear permission for organization, it is known as the ethical hacking concept, because ethical hackers must follow a code of conduct and also maintain confidentiality and report findings responsibly. So, if you are going into this field, you should be able to know that there is a great difference and also similarity with an ethical hacker or a malicious hacker, because an ethical have a discipline and permission strategy, while a malicious doesn't work with what, with a kind of an authorization. So malicious is purely unauthorized and illegal, while ethical is authorized and legal. So with this viewpoint, I believe with the concept of you having the knowledge of this, there are popular certifications that you can be able to engrave yourself with, which involves CEH, popularly known as Certified Ethical Hacker, which is permanented by the EC Council. Also, another certification to involve yourself into is the CompTIA Pen Test Plus. Then another one is the Offensive Security Certified Professional. Then there is also the EJPT, which is the Junior Penetration Tester, and then the Certified Penetration Tester. Now, with these few popular certifications, you'll be able to carry out real-life application like testing bank or telecom network for breaches. You can also find flaws in government or healthcare system. Why the healthcare system? Because most healthcare system, in the concept of public health, they have the electronic aspect of documenting records. So also you can learn how to secure e-commerce and mobile apps, and then also running phishing simulation for employee training. So with this few explanations to the concept of ethical hacking and the societal requirements, you should be able to once in a while uh, push yourself to have an authorized knowledge of what ethical hacking is all about. Are we together? Please, if you are with me, just give me a thumbs up. So that is the few points I'll be discussing. Please, moderator, if there are questions, I'm willing and ready to answer them. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Augustine. We really, really appreciate. That is our first speaker. And please, if you have any question for him, please put that in the chat box and make sure you specify the name of the speaker you want to direct the question to, and we would take the question. So next we'll be going next to our second speaker, which is Mr. Emmanuel Isatoye. Mr. Emmanuel is a skilled network and security engineer with over 4 years of experience in IT and cybersecurity. He has worked over across Windows, Linux, Mac environments with hands-on expertise in firewall configuration, SIM tools, and cloud platform like Microsoft Azure. His background spans technical support, system administration, cybersecurity instructor, and also security operation, helping organizations build resilient and efficient IT infrastructure. Welcome, Mr. Emmanuel. We are handing over the mic to Mr. Emmanuel. As well as previously, as I've said, please make sure that your microphone is muted so as we would have a very clear and good session. And also, if you have any question directed to Mr. Emmanuel, please put that in the chat box specifying his name. So we are handing over, I'll be handing over the mic to Mr. Isatoye, who will be explaining and enlightening us on different roles and roadmaps we can go through in AI cyber security. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Ms. Titi. Good evening, everybody. My name is Emmanuel, and I will be, going through what you can see on your screen right now, just to, give us a big explanation of them. Please, if you can hear me, you can signify saying yes by maybe a thumbs up or a reaction. Okay, thank you very much. God bless you. All right, so I'm sure you guys are here because you need like a pointer, just to understand how AI and cybersecurity, maybe how they interrelate, right? So don't worry, I will make sure I explain it in plain text, so that you will not feel confused maybe with too much technical words, basically. All right, so introduction into AI and cybersecurity. I will start from just explaining what cybersecurity is all about. Cybersecurity is basically you securing data, infrastructure, devices on the internet, right? Though if you go deeper, cybersecurity is more than that, basically. It also deals with physical security and any type of security you can think of: physical, cloud, on-premise, network, and the likes. But cybersecurity is very, very huge, that it spans across each of these fields I just mentioned. And it is needed all across industry, being you are into finance, you are into music, you are into, maybe you're in the entertainment industry, you are into arts industry, right? Advertisement industry, you're into telecommunication, medical, any industry you find yourself, cybersecurity is needed. And AI is like a game changer, right? So I still had this discussion with somebody yesterday. I know people might feel threatened with AI. AI is not here to replace anybody's role in cybersecurity. It is here to support and help us, provided you know how to leverage that. So be rest assured, AI is new in the, let's say, in the tech world, right? And it is very, very useful. So you can only see it as a threat if you are not upping your game, basically. All right. So and we all know what AI means. I've explained cybersecurity. AI basically means artificial intelligence, right? And it kind of plays a very, very important role in modern cybersecurity, right? And the reason why we said it plays that role is because now, AI, we call it artificial intelligence in a way that if you feed an AI much information, from there it can detect pattern, it can self-learn, so that it can make some decision close to being like human decision. But still, sometimes humans still need to like intervene sometimes. For example, let me give you a very good example. So you have this particular software that is designed to protect you against, let's say, malware and virus sometimes. Now, because this software behave in a particular way whereby they've learned that, okay, if an app is behaving this way, then it is most likely a virus. So what those apps will do, they will respond by stopping that app from running. Now, what if you are like a software developer yourself and you develop an app that is also behaving that same way? Though this app is not harmful to your system, but because this software are designed to look out for patterns, what they do is they will stop your app from running. And even though the app is not harmful, so that is why human factor also comes in to make that decision and tell the app that tell the software protecting you against malware that, oh, don't worry about this one. This is what is a good file, it's a clean file. Let it run. So that's why I said AI is not here to maybe take you out of your job or whatever. It's just help you, support you, and make you make some informed decision, basically. All right. So and another useful use of AI, it's kind of like I mentioned, it can analyze a large amount of data. Yes, and it can detect patterns, like I mentioned. Maybe there's an anomalies in the data, and also it can detect potential threats maybe in real time as it is happening. It will tell you that something's going on. Even sometimes it can even make some response based on how you set it up. If it's a SOA system you integrated it into, it will detect that threat and stop it from running. Then after stopping the threat, now in this case, alleged threat, we don't know if it's a threat. So that's where human factor comes in to check, is this actually a threat? Now, if it's a threat, then you'll be glad that AI actually stopped that from running. And if it is not, you can say, oh, don't worry, this is a clean file. So human is still going to be, be a very important factor, even if AI is being introduced into cybersecurity. So AI can help you with automation. It can detect known attacks before they even get into your system. For example, if there is a zero-day attack, and a zero-day attack means attack that has no patch yet, right? And that the developer have 0 day to fix that bug. Like the one that happens was it 3 days ago with what do you call this? Azure cloud service. I've forgotten the Azure Active Directory, the new name they give to it. So it was actually a very new 0 day attack in which a patch was released, but before the patch was actually released, a lot of people have been trying to exploit that. So basically, it's just saying there's a weakness in the system and there's no solution to fix that weakness. So you have to be on the lookout. So in this case, you can also automate AI to be on the lookout to check for traffic that are moving towards that weakness. Maybe they want to take advantage of the weakness. You can use AI to help you stop that, because it will be very, very hard for you to sit down and always monitor all these things. So, but you can automate this process by the use of AI. So that is what do you call it? That is one of the useful thing AI has brought into cybersecurity. And why is AI kind of changing the game? Well, it's kind of help us shift our approach from being reactive to, I would say, proactive. And what do I mean by that? So basically, it is saying instead of an attack happening before you react, that's a reactive approach. Like something have happened, somebody have slapped you before you react. That one is like the attack is already in, right? You now start to find a way to stop the attack from spreading and the likes. So AI kind of change again by shifting the reactive response now to a proactive response. And what do I mean by proactive? It basically means now, before the attack can even take place, something is already there to stop that attack from happening. So now, after stopping the attack, that is when you get to know, and you now go and look at it, just like I mentioned earlier about a virus or a threat getting into your system, but it will be stopped first and you'll be alerted. Then you now go ahead and confirm if it's actually a threat or not. So if it's a false positive or false negative, right? So that is one thing I would say AI kind of bring to the game that changes the game generally. So it can predict and detect attack in real time, using behavioral analysis, pattern analysis, and the likes. And like I said, changing the game also in the sense that you can also use the guy to automate threat response, right? So that you can reduce the time from detection to how you contain the attack. Then it's continuously learn. Yes, that's another big game changing for AI. It continuously learn, so it knows the pattern of your network if something is out of the normal. So for example, on a daily basis, people log into their system and they attend to customers and the likes, and suddenly one day somebody just trying to maybe send a file, maybe one of the staff just downloaded the file and the file is trying to open a port to to piggyback to an attacker, maybe to open a reverse shell and the likes, AI is going to stop that from happening because it already knows the pattern of your day-to-day activity. So anything out of that pattern now will be what? Will be stopped, and the professional on ground will be what? They'll be alerted, basically. And it can also be used to uncover, let's say, some hidden patterns, right? And it can detect all this pattern in even in massive traffic, massive data that most likely human being might miss. So those are the game-changing AI kind of bring to cybersecurity, right? And and another game changer is the speed and the skill, the intelligence. Yes. So all these things sometimes, as human beings, we are limited, right? There's no way you can say you want to be as good as a computer or as fast as all these things. You can never be. So that's why they are here to help us change the game, help us work faster, make some informed decisions. So sometimes instead of you digging through all this data, all this traffic, going through them one after the other, AI is there to help you narrow down your look, your search, and the likes. I really need to move very fast. Now, the next point I'll be talking about is the roadmap for aspiring professional. Well, I think I'll spend quite some time here because with the vast information we have about cybersecurity and AI, a lot of time you might not know what to go for, or what to look out for. So basically, what you need to do at first, before you even say you want to go to AI, you need to learn some basics. Or let's say you want to go to AI or cybersecurity itself, there are some basics you need to learn, like the foundation of cybersecurity itself, and also AI basics, right? So at first, I would advise networking is very important. Yes, no matter how maybe you don't like it, or maybe it is too technical and likes, but you still need to understand networking. Networking is kind of like the fundamental of all these things. Your AI, cybersecurity, they are possible today because there's not networking in place. If there's no networking interconnecting of all of us together, then we are not going to be here talking about cybersecurity or AI itself. So networking is very, very important. You need to learn the fundamentals of networking. And another thing you need to learn is operating systems. You need to understand operating system very, very well, because most of all this, your AI or whatever tools you'll be needing, they are still going to be running on operating system. So what operating system you need to learn about? I will advise you to learn Linux operating system generally. You will still need to go into Windows at least, right? But learning Windows can be relatively easier, but Linux can be intimidating a little bit. So you need to understand the Linux fundamental. And in case you ask me, there are a lot of resources. You just need to make time. Free resources. Yes, if I might tell you, I never paid a dime in my life learning. Or the only currency I had to pay is just time. So like what I mean, I never paid a dime is maybe buying this big book, big brochure, big. I'm not saying it won't work. I'm just saying nowadays we have a lot of free resources that you can leverage. Now, when you now start making some significant amount of money, or maybe you've gathered some basic understanding, now you can now start saying, oh, let me now look at some more advanced courses I can now pay for. But for the fundamentals, they are very, very free and available for you. Go to YouTube, they are very, very plenty there. So, and again, I will also want you to learn the basics of programming, right? You might not really take it too deep, but you need to learn the concept of programming, just the basics. Like I said, basics are very, very, so it depends on the foundation. Now imagine you are building a 3-story building and the foundation is not rock solid. You know what will happen after you've built it? Everything is going to come down crashing, basically. So that's why I keep saying the basics, the foundation are very, very important. All right. So now some skills that you need to learn are those basics that I talked about. And as you move on, you know that you start building on top of them. You continue to build on top of them, because now if you want to come into cybersecurity, we have different paths you can follow. So like I said, it is huge. So you don't need to know all. So like me now, I'm more on the defensive part of cybersecurity because I'm a network and a security engineer. So I focus on defensive cybersecurity. And like our first speaker is more of the offensive side, right? And we have some people who are more maybe interested in GRC and the like. So that's why you have to pick a path. But whatever path you might want to follow, the foundation is still very, very important. Are you guys with me? Are you guys enjoying this session? Please, if you are with me, give me some signals. Okay, thank you very much. And also some tools that you might actually want to learn. Well, like I said, as you are learning the Linux, there's a lot of tools on the Linux you are going to learn as you move on. And if you also want to, like I said, you have to pick a part, right? Make it blue or red, or maybe the GRC part. You just need to learn the foundation. Then after that, you now need to understand how AI actually works, right? How they build. So let's say for you that are interested in AI in cybersecurity, you need to understand the fundamentals of how AI learns, right? How learning models are actually being built, right? So, and all these things are things you can also see on YouTube. Like I used to say, YouTube is it's like a breeding ground for knowledge. You just need to know how to leverage it and make time. Yes, you just need to leverage it and make time. Then after that, you now need to, for example, if you want to be on the offensive part, you need to know how you can use AI. Like our first speaker mentioned, you can use AI to build some bots that will do some things for you automatically instead of you doing it manually. Or if you're on the defensive part, like myself, you need to learn how to integrate AI into some of our, tools, like a SIM tool, like a security information and event management tool that we kind of use to monitor traffic on the particular network. You can integrate that, and also you can find a way to integrate AI into some threat hunting tools. Some of these tools are readily available. You just need to learn how to use them and also learn how to leverage AI. So I'm sure that majority of us here today are using AI one way or the other, maybe by even asking questions from AI. Yes, you are still using AI, but as you move on, you will learn how to integrate all this AI into all these tools so that it can help you perform your work very quickly and faster. Because time is against me, let me move on to the next part, which is the career roles in AI power. So basically, careers you can see under this can be you can be a security analyst with AI. That means you want to analyze traffic, analyze threats, know what is good, what is bad, what you allow, what you reject, and also you might want to integrate AI into that. So basically, you can call you an AI security analyst, or you can be a machine learning security engineer. You can develop machine learning models to kind of detect and to prevent attacks, right? And when you actually get to all these stages, you might have picked up one or two programming languages, because there's no way you can say you want to develop all these models without understanding programming languages, most especially Python, Bash, and the likes. So, and you can also be a threat intelligence analyst that uses AI to detect and perform threat intelligence. Then you can be a security data scientist, right? You can develop models that can predict and extract information from security data sets, like a large data set, basically. And you can also be a SOC analyst with tools. For example, you can use Sentinel, like Microsoft Sentinel is a SIEM and a SOA solution, and you can also integrate AI into this platform, right? So you can work in a SOC environment with all these tools. All right. So, and for the, let's say maybe you you want to get started by, let's say, some certifications, gaining experience. Well, it is very, very important, because experience certification will open the door of opportunities for you. Why? What you know will keep you in that room. So, for example, we have a lot of gatekeepers. Gatekeepers meaning if those certifications are not on your CV, you might not even be considered for that job, or even if you are very, very good. So there are some basic certifications you need to get. And if you are coming into cybersecurity, we have the Computer Security Plus, that like the foundational one you need to get. There's CC by ISC Square, there's Computer Security, and you can also want to be more specific to, let's say, a particular product. Like you can want to go for the Google, Microsoft AI certifications. You might want to go for AWS trainings also, just to understand how all these tools work together, right? And like I said, platforms that you can learn them, well, very many. We have Coursera, we have TryAcme, we have YouTube, even GitHubs. Even GitHubs is also a very good place that you can learn some of these things, right? And I'm speaking from the standpoint of being a defensive person. So all these platforms are giving you, you might see me just focusing on defensive, and some certification you can also get. Also, you can get the CEH. And like our first speaker mentioned, he mentioned the EJPT, that's for the junior pen tester. These are very, very good certification you can go for. And for experience now, the platform you get them are TryAcme, Security Blue Team, Let's Defend. Those are platforms you can actually gain hands-on experience for defensive guy. While for offensive, also TryAcme is very, very good for offensive. What's the name of this? platform, out the box is also very, very good. And also building your whole own home labs also very, very important. So all these things are going to help you a lot as you move on. And for the last part now, which is my word of encouragement, well, basically, they said the journey of 1,000 miles begin with a step. So if you are not in the game yet, you can get started today. It is not too late, and one step at a time. I know there's a lot of vast of information online that you might get lost in them, but just ignore those parts. Focus on the basics first. Learn the basics. Then after you've learned the basics, you will know what actually interests you. So as you're learning the basics, for example, you touch all this area, the defensive, the offensive. So you'll be like, oh, which of this area resonates with me the more? So if it is the defensive part, you can go there. If it is offensive, then you focus on the offensive, basically. But again, make sure you make a lot of time. You don't need to be a tech person. You don't need to be like a data scientist. You don't need to be a guru or a smart person or a genius to get started. It is always one step at a time, even if it is, and make it an habit. Just like you can't go long without eating, drinking water and the likes. Also make studying, gaining experience, learning, make it your habit also, your daily habits, right? So even with the skill and with the position we have today, I am still learning, right? So learning never ends because cybersecurity is a continuous game. So as you are trying to develop one skill today and whatever, before you know it, another one is out already. People are already, talking about it. So you also have to level up your game. You have to keep learning. All right. So I think I'll stop here. So if, in case there's any question, you can shoot. I will be happy to answer any question you guys might have for me. So thank you very much for listening to me. I hope all my discussion make a lot of sense to you guys. Thank you very much. Over to you, Ms. Titi.
Thank you very much, Mr. Emmanuel. That was a great, impactful session. We really appreciate. Also, like I said earlier, please, if you have any question directly to Mr. Emmanuel Isatoye, please drop it in the chat box and specify his name to the question. So next we'll be introducing our community lead, Mr. Kenu Kelvin Joe, to briefly interact with us. Is the community lead for CYSEC Nigeria. Please, I'll be handing over the mic to Mr. Kenu Kelvin Joe to please address us for a bit, and then we'll go next to our Q&A section. So within that time, please make sure you drop the necessary questions you have for us for our speakers, either for the first speaker or for the second speaker. Thank you very, very much. Coming in, please welcome Mr. Kenu Kelvin Joe.
Good evening, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here for this session this evening. Keno Kelvin Joe is my name, and I serve as the community lead of CYSEC NG. CYSEC NG is a vibrant and rapidly growing cybersecurity community, which is dedicated to empowering the next generation of cybersecurity professionals across Nigeria and beyond. So at CYSEC NG, we are passionate about building a culture of excellence, collaboration, and continuous learning in cybersecurity. So whether you are just starting out or you're already on your journey as a cybersecurity professional or somebody who is practicing, our goal is to ensure that you have access to the right tools, knowledge, mentorship, and opportunities to grow within the field. Now, over the past months, this is the 7th month of the year. We have had exciting activities and have launched various impactful initiatives, from technical boot camps and capture the flag challenges to webinars just like what we are having now, and strategic partnerships that are currently opening doors for young talents within the community and beyond. So one of our latest initiatives is the launching of our hands-on training series called the Hack 365 Global. Now, I'd like to use this opportunity to talk briefly about this initiative, as it has really been making waves since its inception a couple of months back. So Hack 365 is a premium hands-on training initiative which was strategically designed to bridge the gap between theoretical knowledge and real-world cybersecurity practice. So what we do is every Saturday at 11 a.m. West African time, of course, we host power packed sessions which have been tailored for both beginners and seasoned professionals. And we try to cover a full spectrum of red team, blue team, and purple team skills. So if you're serious about building real applicable skills in cybersecurity, this initiative is specially for you. The venue for the on-site participants, those who are willing to attend physically, is at our office at Gwarimpa in Abuja. The address is Block B1, just opposite the naval quarters there, First Avenue in Gwarimpa. It's also hosted as a hybrid session, so you can join on-site or online, and the access is absolutely free. So to register, I'm just going to pin that in the chat box. You can register at www.upgradedera.com/trainings. If you click or log on that, you're going to see the procedures. Register every Saturday, absolutely free. You come learn and see how you can advance in your skills in cybersecurity. So if you have any questions specifically for CYSEC NG, you can drop it in the chat box and I'll be alerted by the moderator, Mr. Tilayo, and I'll respond to them accordingly. So thank you once again for being here. And on behalf of the entire CYSEC NG team, I welcome you all to tonight's session. So thank you very much once again.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kenu. We really appreciate the session. So, like he said, if you have any question for CYSEC NG, please also specify in your question and it will be answered by our community lead. So we'll be going to the next session, which is the Q&A. This is the question and answer session. We haven't gotten any yet. I'm hoping to I'm looking forward to getting questions from each and every one here. So please, the floor is for you to throw in your question either to the first speaker or to the second speaker or to CYSEC Nigeria. So in the process of doing that, I think we'll be taking pre-submitted questions. So we'll be taking pre-submitted questions. Someone just sent a message. You can just drop your question right here. The person said, please drop the box 360 link on WhatsApp group. You could just drop your question here directly on the chat box during this presentation, and it will be read out to the necessary or directed person. Thank you very much. So we'll be going to our pre-submitted questions. We have 4 questions here, and the first question would be going directly to Mr. Emmanuel, which says, how do I secure internship job when I complete my cybersecurity certification? So Mr. Emmanuel, please, the floor is for you to please help us answer this question for us, to enlighten us on how to get internship job while completing or after completing cybersecurity certification.
Okay, thank you. So well, the question is a very good one, actually, because internship sometimes helps build skills like an experience. So now, how do you secure that? Well, most of the time, while learning, in the process of learning, you kind of, advertise yourself, ring your bell. So what do I mean by ringing your bell? There are platforms like LinkedIn that you can post your progress, or like Twitter, that you can post what you are doing, try and find a community you can join and really, really ring your bell, number one. Number two, you can always make use of all these platforms to also search for internship. And one thing I would advise is while you are in the learning journey, don't let money be your first goal. If you put money first, you might not at the end of the day get anything at all. Forget about you earning. You still need to gather a lot of experience, a lot of knowledge, and you can do that by maybe rendering free services. Yes, that's basically how we do it. It's just like when you are in school, the school sends us to do industrial training, and you don't get paid for that. It's just like you go to that company, they use you, and in the process of using you, if you know what you are doing, you're also learning and gaining something. So you also use that same approach, to put yourself out there. Forget about money. Let people know that you are ready to, join any project, include yourself in anything. You should forget about the money. You just want to, showcase yourself. You want to learn. You want to build your skill, and that's basically how you can do it. And always bomb all these websites every day, most especially Twitter, communities on Twitter and on LinkedIn. Yes, so sometimes you might get lucky because I won't lie to you, there's nothing like internship flying around, but still, the best way you can actually get one is still through social media, LinkedIn, Twitter, and maybe through your friends sometimes. Yeah, people just tell them I'm into cybersecurity. If you have any internship offer in your organization, I don't mind to do. You don't need to pay me, all those kind of job. So once you do all those things, I am sure you will get one if you put your mind to it. So I believe that answer this question.
All right, thank you so much for your answer. That's really nice. So we'll be directing the second question to Mr. Augustine. It says, can AI replace cybersecurity in the nearest future? So also, before we I give the mic to Mr. Augustine, I'm seeing some question coming in. So we'll be taking those questions after this pre-submitted question. So Mr. Augustine, please help us understand how AI replace cybersecurity in the nearest future. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. AI cannot fully replace cybersecurity, but it can significantly enhance and automate many aspects of it. Now, let's create a specific breakdown to this explanation. What AI can do in cybersecurity is one, AI can create a threat detection and response, which involves detecting anomalies and threats faster than humans. It means that AI can detect threats faster than humans. Then there are tools like AI-driven SIEMs, EDRS and XDRS, which uses machine learning to detect new malware and phishing or inside threats. Now, what this machine learning does is that it is programmed in a sense that it automatically detects a specific threat on your cybersecurity space. Now, in this aspect, AI can also create a vulnerability management technique, which it can help to scan and then prioritize vulnerabilities more efficiently. On doing that, it can also help to predict which vulnerabilities are likely to be exploited using that same AI threat intelligence and behavioral analytics. Now, if these are the few that AI can do in cybersecurity, what AI cannot replace yet? One, human judgment and context. AI lacks understanding of organizational priorities, legal concerns, and ethical issues in specific situations. It can flag threats, but not always understand why something is a threat in a business context. Why am I saying this? Because every model is trained. It means you train an expert system and a machine learning in a specific AI concept. Now, if you don't train it that way, there are some flag threats that might, flash without AI tracing them. So that's why I say AI cannot replace yet. So there's what they call the red teaming and ethical hacking. In offensive security, using example penetration testing often requires creativity and adaptive problem solving which AI lacks. Now, if for instance now you are giving me a specific IP address to attack, or you are giving me a specific IMEI of a phone to destroy, so that the phone cannot be able to access SIM or cannot be able to access Wi-Fi. Now, the AI concept will now give you a specific return technique that this is not permissible. But in the aspect of using a proper AI concept, you can use it for your incident command and crisis management. Have I given you a clue? Hello?
All right, yes, sure. Thank you so much, Mr. Augustine. We also appreciate that question. The second question is also, sorry, the third question is also directing to you. Are there masters program that merge AI and cybersecurity, and how can professionals use AI to stay relevant and build defenses against AI-driven threats?
Please come again.
Okay. Are there masters program that merge AI and cybersecurity, and how can professional use AI to stay relevant and build defenses against AI-driven threats?
Okay. Ah, let me digress these questions again. You said merge AI and cybersecurity, and what again?
It says the person is asking that, is there a master's program that merge AI and cybersecurity together, like as a course to be taken as a master degree, or and also can professionals use AI to stay relevant and build defenses against AI-driven threats?
Okay, let me answer that question. I now understand. So, yes, there are master's degree programs that you can actually use to merge artificial intelligence and cybersecurity. And professionally, they are actively using AI to stay relevant in that field. I'm going to give you an example of a master's degree program which involves the combination of both AI and cybersecurity. These programs are actually a specific growing program that focuses on both AI fundamentals and security applications, which enable students to prepare to defend systems in intelligent and automated ways. Now, examples of such programs are uh, a Masters in Artificial Intelligence and Cyber Security. Part of this aspect is that there will be a knowledge in the School of Computing Science, and it focuses on secure AI systems and adversarial machine learning. Now, just like in Nigeria now, Covenant University does AI in computer science. But what they do is that they offer modules, not a proper master's in AI, but they do modules in cybersecurity and AI after combined under intelligence system. Then most schools in Nigeria don't do that, but abroad you have them. So how do professionals use AI to stay relevant in cybersecurity? One, they use the learning and certification. The second speaker made mention of Coursera and the rest. They can take online courses in machine learning for cybersecurity. Example, Coursera, EDX, and Cybrary. Then AI for security professionals, which involves using MIT Expo, which I'm a fellow of the MIT Expo, and then also Udacity. Then the tools involved in learning certifications are TensorFlow, PyTorch, Scikit-learn, and the IBM Watson for cybersecurity. So these tools they use professionally in the field of AI and cybersecurity is uh, specifically for threat detection, which that trace and create a vector AI for malware analysis. Have I answered the question?
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Augustine. We really appreciate that. So the last question will be going to Mr. Emmanuel. The question says, with no cybersecurity background, how can I focus on the right information to get started without feeling overwhelmed? So, to you, Mr.
Yeah.
Emmanuel.
Okay. Thank you. All right. So, like I said, I think I will just go ahead and give us like a specific way with if you have no background. So if you have no background in cybersecurity at all, I will suggest you start with IT fundamentals. And I think that will help you build some foundational knowledge, IT for fundamentals. And after doing IT fundamentals, I will suggest um, you go for the networking training. So you can start with basics of networking. Like I said, all this you can just jot it down. IT fundamentals. Go to YouTube, search for IT fundamentals. Then after that, go for networking basics or networking fundamentals. Also, you can take some hours of training on that. And specifically for networking, you can look at taking, let's say, the CCNA course. It is available on YouTube. You can check for Jeremy IT Labs, or you can look for Jason Dion. So we are not specifically taking those certifications. You just need the knowledge, right? And because of information overload, you can just specifically follow that part. Then after you've done that, I will now advise you to target or focus on uh, taking this free certification. That's the CC, that's certified in cybersecurity. So that one is going to like cement your basic understanding in cybersecurity. Then after that, you can move on to saying you want to look at the Computer Security Plus. Now, check out for the domains of Computer Security Plus. Take trainings on them. They are still always available on YouTube. You can look at Professor Mesa for the Security Plus. He has a whole lot of what they call it training on that. Sometimes 5-minute videos, 6-minute videos to explain the concept in the whole Security Plus domain. Then after you've done that, I am sure before you even finish all these things, you will already know which path you want to follow. Maybe it is the offensive path or defensive path. Now, if you now want to choose a path, maybe offensive or defensive, you now look for certifications in those areas. But at least with no background, nowhere to start, nothing to start with IT fundamentals. Then after that, you move on to doing networking basics. Then after that, try to do the CC. You have to also look at the materials, go through it. Maybe you watch videos on certified in cybersecurity domains, or maybe you have to read books. Then after that, you now go to do Security Plus. So all these 4 things, after you are done with them, I'm very, very sure you already know where you're heading to in that your journey of cybersecurity. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Emmanuel. So before we go to taking the questions that are already dropped on the chat box, please, we would love you to help us do a quick review. Please, while you're still here, we need some feedbacks from you. There's a link posted by Mr. Zoe. Please help us fill our survey form to help us to just, improve on our next webinar. Thank you very much. Please, while you are here, help us to kindly fill the survey form. We will really appreciate. So next, we'll be taking some questions, or we'll be taking the questions that are being dropped in the chat box. And the first question I'm seeing here is directing to Mr. Augustine. It says, to the first speaker, can you help list again the apps to help for AI automation to secure software and websites? I'll take that again. It says, to the first speaker, can you help list again the apps to help for AI automation to secure software and websites? That's directed to Mr. Augustine. Hello. Okay. With that said, we'll be heading to the next question, which is directed to Mr. Emmanuel. This is coming from Blossom. It says AI modules can inherit biases from their training data, like misidentifying certain user behaviors as malicious or proportionately flagging activities from specific demographics. What steps are crucial to ensure fairness and prevent discriminatory outcome in AI-driven security?
Okay, so that question is for me, right?
Yes, yes, sir.
Okay. So AI models can inherit biases from their training data, like misidentifying certain user behaviors as malicious, or disproportionately flagging activities from specific demographics. I think that's just basically because this AI are still not properly trained. All right, so to answer your question, you are asking me what are crucial steps to ensure fairness and prevent discriminatory outcomes in AI-driven security. So when we're talking about AI, AI kind of have the ability to learn. That's why they are being built on the structure of machine learning. So now, for example, now let's look at it this way. Let me dumb it down. If you give birth to a child, right, your child is going to behave in a certain way, how you train them, and the society they find themselves, the type of school they go, the type of friends they relate with and the like. So that's they will most likely want to be modeled in that particular environment they find themselves. And that same thing also is applicable to AI generally. When you are building an AI model, you need to train them properly. You need to feed them enough data sets. You need to train them because it is how you train those AI they are going to learn, and it is what they learned they are going to keep building on basically. So now the step that are crucial basically is you training your AI model diversely and representatively. Yes, I will put it that way. So you need to audit the data set you are going to feed into this AI, right? You need to audit it for, let's say, demographic, geographic, and also maybe some behavioral way and the likes, right? So you need to make sure that the data you are feeding these guys are properly audited. And you have to also include different user behaviors like operating environments, let's say maybe device types into all these data sets, not just being specific on a particular set of environments and saying we are done. Because once you are trying to use that AI in the future, it's still going to model itself towards that particular environment into which you actually trained it on. So you need to diversify the behavior, the operating environment, and like the type of devices. And also you need to conduct regular bias and fairness audits. Yes, you need to conduct it by introducing, in this case now, you have to introduce humans, right? You need to introduce humans because sometimes myself, I get this, what do you call it? I get this request to come and help some people, look at their AI model they are just building. They need your input and the like. So you need to, you won't have to make your AI like a closed one, or let's say a black boxed model AI. You have to find a way to expose it a little bit to to diverse set of people, diverse set of environments, and from there they are going to learn and gain. And based on what they've learned, they are going to, at least give you some unbiased responses while you are making use of them. So I believe that clears that question.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Emmanuel. We still have some questions for you. But Mr. Augustine had a little network switch. So we'll be taking back the first question that was directed to him. So the question says to the first speaker, can you help list again the apps to help for AI automation to secure software and websites? Over to you, Mr. Augustine. Hello, Mr. Augustine, are you here, please?
Question?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, can you come again with the question, please?
Okay. The question says to the first speaker, can you help list again the apps to help for AI automation to secure software and websites?
Okay. Thanks for the question. Now, when we are talking about the app or the software, first of all, we have to take cognizance to AI automation in cybersecurity and artificial intelligence. Now, those tools involve one, dark trace, which is used mostly for autonomous threat detection. And that threat detection, it uses self-learning AI for network monitoring. It tends to monitor network. Now, like for instance, there was a time that a network known as mine was popular in Nigeria, all of a sudden it goes off. So there was a little dark trace that uh, their coinage, their network database coinage was hacked. Though we were able to trace the index of the hackers until they destroy what they call the network hybridization system. So this dark trace is a tool and a software that is actually used to create a threat detection system. Another tool that is used is known as CrowdStrike Falcon. It is for endpoint protection, which is to protect AI-powered threats, hunting, and also malware detection system. So there are a lot of softwares, but I'll just give you some list of few. The Dark Trace, the CrowdStrike Falcon, the Vectra AI, QRadar, which is specifically for IBM security, and then we have Microsoft Sentinel, and then Elastic Security. There are a lot of them. They are purely native, cloud native, and threat detection system, which combines an open source flexibility and machine learning analytics. Have I answered the question?
Yes, thank you very much, Mr. Augustine. The second question wasn't really the next question wasn't really specified or directed to any of the speaker, but the question says, as a beginner in defensive, I guess this would be good for Mr. Emmanuel. He says, as a beginner in the defensive team, which programming language would you suggest to learn first?
Okay, so I will just go out on a limb here and tell you to learn Python. Yeah, you need to learn Python. So the first one will be to learn Python. Then as you move on, you might want to pick up Bash for Linux, and you might want to pick up so Bash is kind of like more of a scripting language. So you need to Python basically for in scripting and programming. You can use Python for both because it's like a very broad programming language. So Python is, I would say you learn Python first, then pivot into Bash and PowerShell. So you need to learn PowerShell and you also need to learn Bash. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Emmanuel. So the next question says, AI in cybersecurity often requires access to vast amounts of sensitive network and user data to be effective. How do we balance the need for comprehensive data collection for AI training with individual privacy rights and data protection regulations like GDPR or PCI DDX? To Mr. Augustine. Hello, Mr. Augustine. This question is directed to you.
Okay, I'm with you. Please,
So
the
the
question.
the question says, AI in cybersecurity often requires access to vast amounts of sensitive network and user data to be effective. How do we balance the need for comprehensive data collection for AI training with individual privacy rights and data protection regulations like GDPR or PCI DSS?
Okay, let me simplify that from those words, the GDPR and the PCI DSS. No, this is actually a cybersecurity privacy right. These are rights. These are privacy rights, and they are data protection regulations, including both the GDPR, the PCI DSS, or the NDPR in Nigeria. A major challenge is what these professional organizations tend to want to manage. Now, I'm going to give you the key strategies to balancing this AI data needs with privacy and compliance. Now, first of all, we're talking about data anonymization and pseudomization. To remove or mark sensitive identifiers, which are like names, email, card numbers, and replace them with tokens or pseudonyms. Now, GDPR supports an approach for security purpose as long as data cannot be traced back to individual. Now, all these listings are just protection and privacy illustration. Now, a newer AI training method that keeps data localized on both devices, like your server, your devices, instead of sending raw data to central server. It trains AI model on device, then shares only on the model object used by companies like Google for Android and Apple for iOS security. Now, this preserve privacy while allowing AI to learn from many devices without violating the GDPR and the PCI DSS. Now, this GDPR information is just for data minimization principle because it collects only what is necessary for threat detection and then also define clear limits to AI and also store this information as a privacy preserving AI technique known as the PPAI for differential privacy and also for securing multi-party computation. When we're talking about multi-party computation, it splits data across systems to no one party system, or Microsoft still actually uses that for their heavy environment protection known as the TensorFlow. Have I answered the question?
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Augustine. So we have come to the end of the Q&A session. Those are the questions we have. Though we got some messages of some people saying that they missed the webinar due to their network issues. So the webinar is being recorded and it will be posted on YouTube in a week. So you can catch up this webinar on YouTube at CYSEC Academy on YouTube. So at this stage or at this point, okay, we have some people raising up their hands. We have Mr. Uche and we have Mr. Folorunshaw Shaw. Please, do you have any question for us? Could you please drop it in the chat box if you have any question for us? Mr. Uche, do you please have any question for us? All right, so we since we're not getting any responses, okay, since we're not getting any responses, this would we'll be closing down the webinar. Also, this brings us to the end of this powerful session. And on behalf of CYSEC and the entire team of North Central Coordination, I want to sincerely thank our speakers, Mr. Augustine Daniel and Mr. Emmanuel Isatoye. Your insight today has given us a clear roadmap on how AI is shaping the future of cybersecurity and what aspiring professional can do to prepare to strive in the industry, in the field. So to our amazing attendees, we really appreciate to you guys that stayed with us till the end, to you guys that were having network issues. We promise you the webinar session recording will be posted on YouTube, and you could also follow us up on that. So thank you for being with us, asking brilliant questions and staying engaged. We have our social media links here. We have the website, we have the socials, we have the email and the phone number where you can catch up CYSEC, and you could follow us, you could join and also register. And please, before you leave, make sure you fill in our survey form. This is to just help us improve on how to do next or how to do better. It is not invading your privacy or anything. It's just for you to please help us to fill it up for survey. So please do not forget to follow us on CYSEC NG to stay updated on future webinars, training programs, and community initiatives. Until next time, please stay secured, stay informed, and keep building. Have a wonderful day. Thank you very much. Please don't forget, to fill our survey form. We really appreciate. Thank you and have a nice night. Thank you very much.